Creepy story time. Shortly after we found out that an old man died in our house, and yes, his name was Joe. Oh no. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. All right, y'all, so I have a segment in my show called Because Toddlers, and every year for Halloween, we ask you to send in your creepy toddler stories. We asked again this year, and my producer, Andy, said, like, you've outdone yourself, guys. So parents, I am already scared of your children. Let's read your creepy toddler stories. Let's do it. Creepy toddlers. So my son was about 3 years old at the time. He and I were snuggled up in my bed watching his little cartoon shows, and he gets very still. He turns to me and says, "Mommy, whoa, Mommy, you're gonna die." Then buries his face into the pillows of my bed. He then mumbles through the pillow, "Mommy, the man in the closet has a scary face." Nope. The man in the closet? Nope. My daughter does this thing where she tries to freak me out because she loves, it's called lying, but she says tricking, but she'll be like, "Yeah, there's a man just like wandering outside in the backyard." And I'm like, "What?" And there's nobody. And she was like, "I was just tricking you." I was like, "It's called lying. I hope you don't die," is what I'm saying, Mommy out there. When my son was 2 years old, he started to name new toys with the name Joe, stuffed animal, dog, pet fish, etc. And we named all of them Joe, I guess. We thought it was an odd name for a child to use for his pet fish, but just went with it. Then he told me he no longer wanted to sleep with his stuffed dog. He told me it was because the lights play with it at night and he doesn't like the lights. Shortly after we found out that an old man died in our house, and yes, his name was Joe. Oh no. I remember when River was little, when she was like a baby, she would look up while I'm watching and she would smile, and then she would look and she would follow something in the room, and there were like no lights on. It's like, what is she following? There was no light. There was nothing in the room happening. Like, I don't know. It used to scare me. And then I'm like, okay, well, whoever's here, I'll be cool if you're cool. We live out on an animal rescue farm. Oh, that's nice. And I always see my son talking to the animals, which is really sweet. So we thought, but one day when we got a little closer, we overheard him talking to our horses about this.
Yep, just for the cemetery, guys. Or when my daddy and Papa die, I can bury them, you know?
Whoa! Oh my gosh. These horses, meanwhile, are just like, "Can you give me food?" Like, that's great. No. But kind of funny. That's creepy. It's so creepy, but it's kind of funny. It's like, you know what? You like a planner. He wants you to have a resting place. When my 2-year-old was in a toddler bed, I would check during the night to make sure he was okay and didn't fall out of bed, as we all do. One night when I went in to check with the lights off, but full moon shining in, and I found his bed empty. I looked around the room but couldn't find him. Just as I was leaving to look in the rest of the apartment, I glanced at the mirrored sliding closet doors, only to see two eyes staring at me, ooh, through the 2-inch opening. Creepy. I swear I had my first heart attack that night. Your kid is funny. That's creepy. And everything's like creepier in the dark, right? You're checking and you're already nervous that I always used to check. I was like, are my kids breathing? I used to check. I would freak out, like especially when they're really young. I'd always check on them like twice. Yeah, the fact that they got up, like went into a closet and hid with like a little bit peeking out, like looking at you. Oh my God. They're gonna be a fun human. One night when I was watching a horror film with my husband, my daughter came out of bed right at the moment the killer's shadow came out behind a window with a knife, and I screamed in fright as my husband laughed at me. My daughter asked what was happening, and we quickly turned off the movie and pretended it was nothing, just Daddy laughing at Mommy being scared. The next day when we were playing hide and seek with our daughter, I found her hiding behind the window blinds like this. So she saw. So she totally saw what you were watching. Oh my God, that's creepy. Creepy and nope. Oh my God, horror films and knives are currently banned in our household for a while. Oh, that's awesome though. What a personality on that one. That's funny. When my daughter was 3 or 4, we used to race to get buckled up into the car. It was a fun way to get her to do it herself, and of course, I always let her win. One day I was in an actual rush and didn't have time for the game, so I put her in the back seat and got to put my seatbelt on, and it won't latch. I pushed the button a few times to make sure it's not stuck. Nothing is working. I'm getting frustrated, and then I hear my daughter's car seat buckle click. Suddenly my seatbelt slides into place perfectly, and my daughter starts giggling and says, "Oh, Grandpa says that I win?" My daughter has never known any of her grandfathers because they all passed away before she was born. Nope, nope, nope. I don't know if I'd be like excited in the moment. I'm like, well, that's cool. Like, you know, like, okay. But also nope, because like, what a creepy thing to say. Grandpa says that I win. Oh my gosh. And like, I wonder what kind of eye she's in, like tone she said it with. When my cousin was 3, our grandma passed away. As we were leaving the gravesite, she points to an empty part of the cemetery and asks her mom, "Who are all those people over there?" My aunt replies, "What people? There's no one there." And she says, "They're all just standing there." Oh man, nerp. Oh man. Here's the thing, long story short, my sister and brother and I got together for this little vacation. We'd never done a vacation together and whatever. And we ended up, it ended in Vegas, right? We're all at this dinner and we're sitting there talking, and all of a sudden they were like talking about, you know, like creepy things happen. I go, I've only had these like 2 weird things like since I was a kid. And I told them like the one, and then this other one that I've had. I'm like at this church and I'm like skipping down this aisle with this old woman. This old woman's just like holding my hand and we're just like skipping down the aisle or whatever. And then when I get down to the like altar, like at the church, and I'm young, I'm like a really young kid. Peek over the thing, and the lady in the, which then I didn't know, but like now I know it was a coffin, like was standing there holding my hand. Not kidding. And I didn't know this. I thought this was just like some dream or something I saw or whatever in a movie, right? And I'm just like, yeah, I've just had this recurring thing. I think I saw something when I was like, my sister and brother proceeded to go white, and they were like, oh my gosh, this is real. I thought that was like something I saw when I was a kid, like in a movie or something, and it was just in my subconscious. But then my brother and sister proceeded to tell me that I really did skip down an aisle at this funeral, my mother's funeral, and I had never seen her. And they were like, what did she look like? I'd never seen a picture of her except for when she was really, really young. And this lady had like cat glasses on. I was like describing her to and they were like, oh my God, that was her. So I don't know what happened there, but nope. She seemed nice. When my son was 3 years old, we were in the living room enjoying a quiet and peaceful morning. I was drinking tea and watching him play with his trains when he suddenly paused and froze with a distant look on his face. He said while pointing at his ear, "Someone in my ear?" and went back to playing. Curiosity got the best of me, so I asked him, well, what do they say in your ear? And he replied, "They said help me," and continued playing like it was no big deal. Someone's in my ears saying help me? I can't help you. I'm in this realm. Like, so, nope. Oh man. Oh man. You know what? I'm feeling like, I don't know if I love this segment. Like, I'm gonna have like nightmares. I'm really excited about Halloween. Look, I love a costume. I love a theme party in general where you dress up, but I don't like the scary part of Halloween. I will tell you. Never have. 39 years old, still not into it. I don't like to be jumped out at. I don't like horror films. And Ariana Grande's trying to get me to go to, is it called Fright Night or something? Or Universal, some kind of thing? And I am just trying to be as busy as I can be because I am terrified. And she is so excited and she keeps asking all the coaches to go, and I'm gonna go. But just so y'all know, if you see me there, I've probably peed my pants. But anyway, this has been so much fun, and I hope that at least they're nice ghosts that are talking to them. Happy Halloween, everybody.